What is up, good people? Jungle Link here. Hope you're having a good night, man. I had to run out a quick video. And if you thought that the SEC's conduct couldn't get more criminal, more corrupt, more downright bizarre, wait till you see this. This is just mind-boggling, borderline criminal, in my opinion. Because guess what? They haven't just been lying to Congress and to the courts, but also to us, the taxpayers, the investors that they are supposed to be protecting. This is crazy. If you haven't seen it, you have to. But I want to talk about two very, very quick stories. Number one, we know the president is going to be rolling out executive orders, and we believe that's going to happen next week. It's all about the digital dollar. Well, it's really about two things. The digital dollar and also the executive order would reportedly be used to develop a comprehensive regulatory framework for digital assets in the United States. Look, the U.S. has to get serious. We just had the Olympics. What was the big story, at least for us crypto enthusiasts? It's all about China. China has their digital yuan. Everyone was using that app, transacting in their digital currency. They're, obviously off to a big lead. The U.S. has to play catch up, and it's about two things: regulatory clarity and investment in infrastructure. It's going to go down. You're going to see so much growth within this space. Now, will these rules be draconian? Will they be overbearing? You bet they will, because Gary Gensler, the reptilian himself, is going to be in the lead and really ushering in this new regulatory framework. We're not going to like it, but let's not worry about bad rules. Let's worry about just having some kind of rules that are on the table, because nothing can be worse than the SEC just freestyling. We've seen this time and time again. We need everyone on the same page, everyone going under the same rules, so it's an even playing field. As investors, we can deal with bad rules. As real companies, whether you're Coinbase, whether you are Ripple, you can work around bad rules. You just need to know what the rules are, and it's gonna happen. And I think this is massive. Now, we see the following. This was not good news for the market, but the SEC has hinted no spot Bitcoin ETF yet. And Congressman Tom Emmer, he had requested an answer from the SEC in November, and they just got around to writing back to him, and they're like, we're taking careful consideration of the issue, but not at this point in time. Let me tell you what this is all about, because this is not, really a good story at all. We're all hoping for that spot Bitcoin ETF. It's the better, investment product. We need it. We want it, and we're going to get it this year. I truly believe it. But what they're doing, they're letting the president roll out his executive order, so he will be responsible for ushering in spot Bitcoin ETFs and everything else. That's what it's all about. Make no mistake, Gary Gensler was brought in for a purpose, to roll out digital asset regulation in this country, and he's just waiting for the president to really give the order, and then that way he can get to work. Are we going to like everything he does? No, but it's going to bring a ton of money to this space, and that we do like. We like making money no matter what reptilian is in charge of making the laws. Now, this is it. Wait till you see this. Amazing. Jeremy Hogan said the following. I'm reading it, but I can't quite believe it. Now, the speech wasn't Hinmans' personal opinion at all, but intended to convey the SEC's position on digital assets. In the legal world, this is as crazy as it gets. So this whole time, they've been saying, look, everything you see in that Hinman speech about Ethereum being compliant, that was just, Director Hinman's hero tour, its own personal opinion. It has nothing to do with the SEC. Well, since it wasn't anything to do with SEC policymaking, Ripple has been able to get the judge to order the SEC to turn over those documents, because they shouldn't be protected. Only official SEC business would get the protection. Well, now, because they don't want to see people, peeking into those records, seeing who they worked with to draft up that speech, to give Ethereum the free pass that it got. And again, it was the only digital asset, the only altcoin at least, that got that type of clearance. And why? Why should it? It had an ICO. It had a lot of bad stuff going on. It's still centralized. Gary Gensler, the current SEC chairman, has said as much himself. It's all centered around, Vitalik and all the different developers there. They got a handful of very serious ones. They call the shots. They decide, hey, not you miners. You don't call the shots. We are going proof of stake. That's what's best for this protocol. You're being made obsolete. All your equipment, your whole business model, you're out of business, because, again, the Ethereum Foundation calls the shots for that blockchain. It's centralized around their, authority. Whether the actual mining nodes are controlled by them or not, it doesn't really matter. So anyway, this whole time, they were cleared and nothing else, and we were led to believe that, just Bill Hinman had this affinity for Ethereum and just wanted to clear them and gave these speeches and all of this nonsense. And now because, those records are not protected and they're going to have to turn them over, they finally admit the truth that the design of that speech was to communicate SEC policy to the market, to communicate that Ethereum was effectively compliant, safe to invest in, safe to build on, but only that blockchain. And now we have to start asking the hard questions. Why? Since now you have admitted that, SEC policy gave special consideration and clearance to a single digital asset project, we need to know why would the government, an agency do that? Because maybe Hinman was just randomly a fan of Ethereum, but why would government policy give them this type of power? I think this is big. They've been lying to the courts. They've been lying to Congress. They've been lying to us. And it doesn't matter. It's not about Ripple and Ethereum anymore. We need to know why this, section of government enforcement is really freelancing. And why? Why are they giving this type of clearance to Ethereum? Because they're just saying it in writing right here. This was not Director Hinman's personal opinion. This was our agency communicating to the market policy. And we need to know why. And we need to know it now. Someone needs to get involved in this. Really, Congressman Emmer needs to forget about Bitcoin ETFs, spot ETFs. He needs to worry about this. This is what we need answers on. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.